Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be painting a golden dragon. This is actually part 2. In the first video I painted his head, but in this one I'm just painting the rest of him. So I'm going to start off with priming, like I usually do, just to make sure the paint sticks on. This guy is super cool, but he took forever, like 4 or more hours. When he's all assembled, he'll stand 30 centimeters tall, and he took so much resin to print him. I printed him on my Mars 3 Pro Elegoo 3D printer, and I use an ArchVillain Games blueprint, which as you can see is like super detailed. I'm very happy with it. So now we're going to start painting him gold. I actually mixed my own gold out of a combination of like half yellow, half silver, and then a bit of brown, but I should really buy some because I keep making the wrong colors. Also, as you can see, I'm actually using a real paintbrush for this, which is crazy. I've never used a real one before. For the wings, I couldn't decide for the longest time what to do, but finally I decided that it's going to be like gold on the top and like on the lines down the middle, and then the rest of it is going to be bright red. And you'll see, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm just going to paint the silver line down. Look how cool it looks just when the two of them are connected though. I decided to give him a silver belly even though there's not really an indication of that on the miniature itself, but I like the way it looks. As you can see, the pieces fit together pretty well, but I am going to have to fill some of them in using green stuff. You'll see that later. Now I'm painting his fingernails. I'm making them all black. It was really fun to do the fingernails. They're so teeny. I also decided to do the talons on the end of the wings black. And you'll see in a sec, I kind of like blend the black into the gold, but it's hard to do because they're very different colors, so it's pretty subtle, I think. That's just what I'm doing right here. I did all of that on the second wing too, but I'm not going to show it because I think that's a little bit boring. Here I'm covering everything in wash. It's like this dark liquid that settles onto the miniature, and then when it dries it just like creates all this like definition where the grooves are in, so it makes it look like less clean and more detailed. It's really cheaty, but it works so well. You can even see as I put it on, like you can see all the definition in the scales and stuff. I'm always afraid to use this because the very first miniature I painted it really nice, and then I covered it in this thick layer of wash and it ruined the whole thing. But if you use it in moderation, I think it looks really good. Also, it looks kind of dark now, but when it dries lighter. Okay, so this is the fire. It's crazy cool. but you can see it fits in the mouth of the head. So what I was thinking is I'm going to paint it red and then a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow until it like looks all cool and shaded, and you'll see in a sec. But first I'm just going to do a base coat of red. Now I'm going to dry brush on a slightly lighter shade of red. Dry brushing is where I kind of take off some of the paint on my paintbrush so that it's less thick, and then I kind of like, as you can see, I just kind of brush it over, and then parts that I go too thick I have to blot it off because you still want to be able to see the dark red underneath. Oh, now we're switching to this. I'm also dry brushing some silver over top of all the golden parts because I thought they should be shinier. I mean, he's a dragon, he has to be super shiny. I loved the way this looked. I was kind of worried that I would wreck it, but like it just makes everything so much more shiny and I think way better. Alright, back to the fire. So now I'm doing like red mixed with a lot of yellow. I don't actually own an orange paint, so I just have to make my own. But as you can see, I'm just getting lighter and lighter. Now onto an even lighter shade. You can already see all the cool definition. Alright, so now I'm using yellow, which is going to be the top layer, and I dry brushed it, but I didn't think it was dramatic enough, so now I'm actually going in with my paintbrush and just painting highlights everywhere I want to go. I'm actually really happy with the fire. Like, I feel like the dry brushing just made it pop so much. This was a very painstaking process, but I think it paid off. Alright, now for the wings. So this took a ridiculous amount of time because, so you can see the wings are really big, like the biggest thing I painted for sure, and this paint goes on thin, so I had to do like 3 coats of each, and it took forever, let me tell you. It was also a struggle to keep the golden lines because the miniature itself doesn't have a very good guideline for it, so it was kind of hard to keep them straight and the same thickness. I think I did okay though. Look how thin the wings are. You can actually see the light through them. It's crazy. Here are some of my absolutely beautiful transitions. I hope you enjoy. It just took too long to paint it. I couldn't show you guys the whole thing. And here's the part I kind of forgot about. This is like the base, so it's like on this cool pedestal and then like this big rock face. I actually didn't paint most of it during this video because I glued it too early and I want gluing to be in the next video. But I decided that the pedestal is going to be black, and then the rocks, I don't know, they're probably just going to be boring gray, but I might add some like texture to them. So here I'm trying out something new. I'm painting all the grooves black so that hopefully when I paint the gray over top, there'll be more pronounced shadows. Again, I haven't tried this before, so I don't know how well it'll work. This is the second part of the rock, which I will glue on soon. Okay, and I decided that I was going to paint the other side of the wings red as well. I hope you can appreciate how much time it took to paint these because it was crazy. Here I'm adding some detail to the wings because I thought they looked a little bit too bland. So I'm just taking a bit of a darker red and just like painting under all of those cool like stretch lines on the wing. Okay, so now that I've finished the head, the limbs and the body, the fire, and the wings, it is time to glue it all together. So stay tuned to see what happens next. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.